have you ever wondered what sets the wealthy apart? Right? I mean, you ever thought about like what makes a certain segment of people wealthy? Right? Is it? Let me tell you this: it's not about the money. All right, it's not about the money. What it is, my friend. If you guys are ready for this, let me know if you're ready. Type in the chat, ready. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's about habits. All right, it's about habits. And today, I'm going to share with you all live right now the 3 key habits that wealthy people always do, that allows them to consistently create the success in their lives and or businesses. All right. And what's pretty cool, I'm going to share some biblical scriptures that even back this up as well. So, all right. So listen, when I talk about wealth, I need you to understand this first and foremost. And let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. But understand that wealth does not necessarily equate to money or income. Okay. A lot of times when we hear the word wealth, we think about wealth. What do we do? What do we think about? We think about money. We think about income, right? Because that's kind of how it's been portrayed in mainstream media. But it's actually much deeper than that. The foundational roots go down even deeper. One thing about you can tell the size of a building. A lot of I live in an area, there's a lot of new construction going on, right? And you can tell if it's going to be a pretty tall building or maybe a smaller building. How can you tell? You can tell by how deep the foundation is, right? If it has a pretty shallow foundation, then the building's not going to be that tall. But if it has a deeper foundation, guess what? The building is going to be a lot, much, much taller. So understand that wealth building is much deeper than that because it has a lot to do with your mindset and discipline. All right. MAD. Type in MAD right now in the comments and chat. Mindset and discipline. Type the acronyms MAD, mad, right? But type that in the chat because if you want to begin to build wealth, you got to have the mindset and discipline in order for that to happen. All right. I can tell you it's not going to happen by wishful thinking. It's not going to happen by prayer. It's not going to happen by giving tithes. It's not going to happen by begging, right? So wealthy people follow certain principles in place, right? And if you understand principles are laws, right? Principles and laws guarantee success, no matter who you are, no matter what your philosophies are. It's one thing that God has created, right? So let's talk about this, Dan. If you're ready, let's talk about the top 3 things that wealthy people do, all right? First and foremost is they invest in themselves. In fact, studies show this, that the top earners, people who are the top earners, invest 10 to 20% minimum back into themselves, back into their self-education, back into their personal development and growth, right? So you have to be willing to invest in yourself. Learning is not a process you stop once you finish a traditional school system. How many folks got a bachelor's degree? What comes out the bachelor's? Is it bachelor's and master's degree or a doctor's degree, right? How many people have those traditional degrees and they quit learning, right? They quit. Life is an ongoing process. You never stop learning. So wealthy people are always investing in ongoing learning, continuous learning, mentorship. Why is that so important? Because they realize that you're going to plateau. No matter what you are doing, you will plateau. And if you want to get past a certain level, you need to invest in someone who's already got that level, right? Who has those results. And everybody who's successful, no matter what walk of life, sports, entertainment, business, you name it. In the Bible, everybody's done anything of great significance always had mentors, right? So they invest in mentorship and skill building. See, one way, here's a quick way to know how to fix your money problem. Like a lot of folks say, well, I don't have the money to do this. Well, no, it's not true. The fastest way to fix your money problem is to fix your skills problem, right? If that makes sense, type skills right now in the comments, because that's what you need. If your money's low, your skills are low, right? So if you want to earn more money, increase your skills, okay? And that's what wealthy people always do. let's read the scripture. Proverbs 1:5 says this. It says, let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtains guidance. See, this verse tells us what ongoing wisdom and growth is a process that you should be seeking, right? You should continue to learn, because it's part of an ongoing process. It's not something you do one time or for 3 or 4 or 5 years. No, it's an ongoing, lifelong process, right? And here's the deal. Wealthy folks realize that they don't have all the answers. That they don't have it all figured out. So they read books. They seek mentors, right? They attend seminars and conferences and events, things like continuously grow, right? Let me ask you a question. In the last 30 days, how many books have you read? For personal development purposes, not novels and some kind of, not Inquirer or Jet magazine or, People magazine, none of that. I don't want to call it garbage, but none of that stuff that doesn't help you become better, because it's really garbage. None of the entertainment junk. But how many personal development books have you read in the last 30 days? Think about it. And so that stuff is equivalent to the results you're producing, right? So continuous learning, continuous growth has to be an ongoing daily process. Now, I'm not trying to brag or boast, but right now, guys, I'm literally reading 5 books at once, right? Literally right now, I'm reading 5 books at once, right? You're like, how you doing this? I don't even know. I pick up one, start another one, it's good, then I get another one, it's good, right? But the point is that every last one of them are all personal development. They help me grow as a leader, help me grow in my business, right? In my area of influence. So I don't waste time reading garbage magazines or garbage books, that type of stuff. So you have to be willing to invest in yourself. And here's the deal. It's an investment. There's no such thing as an expense to a wealthy person. Only broke people, only people with poverty mindsets, only unsuccessful people see expenses. There is no investment amount too large. You understand what I'm saying? There is no investment amount too large. I recently invested $55,000 to join a mastermind group with a well-known leader in the business world. A lot of folks said 55,000. They said, I could have bought a nice car with that. I said, yeah, I know. And like they said, there's no way I could do that. That's great. But I know I'm worth $55,000. Maybe you don't think you're worth investing $55,000 in, but I know I am. And I know I'm gonna earn way more than $55,000. I'm gonna get an ROI. So wealthy people only think in terms of ROI. There's no cost. You understand? Write this down right now. Eliminate the word cost from your vocabulary. Write this down right now. No more costs. Why? Let me explain to you why. You and I think in pictures, okay? Our brains are wired to see in pictures. We don't see things in words. We see in pictures. So if you ask somebody, how much does it cost to work with you? Number one, you're creating negative energy in your mind, and whatever you create in your mind, it's going to dictate, how you manifest it and how you feel. Because your feelings are controlled by your thoughts. Thoughts create feelings. So if in your mind, if it's a cost to grow your business, right, or grow yourself, if it's a cost, you have pictured money leaving your purse. You have pictured money leaving your wallet. And that creates a negative image. And so that's why you really don't want to do it. But if you ask a better question to say, hey, what's the investment? Well, now just by saying that, my whole energy changed. When I say cost, I feel negative vibes going through my body. That's why I eliminated the word cost 15 years ago. I think it might have been earlier than that, but I think around 2006 or 7. So 18 years ago, I eliminated the word cost and some other words from my vocabulary, right? But when I say, what's the investment? I feel positive. Because what am I picturing now? I see investment. I see money coming back into my bank account, right? I invest this amount, and guess what? It's going to allow me to earn this amount. So you have to be willing to invest in yourself, because if you want to get wealthy, you want to be successful, that's what you do, right? So again, habits control everything. So that's the first habit. That makes sense. If that makes sense, type in the chat, yes, yes, that makes sense. Type in the chat, yes, yes, if that makes sense. I want to know if that makes sense. Type in the chat, yes, yes, that makes sense. Let me know. Type in the chat, yes, yes, if that makes sense. All right. Second thing they do. Second thing is they prioritize multiple income streams. See, wealthy people understand the importance of not relying just on one source of revenue, right? In fact, 65% of millionaires have at least 3 different sources of income. Okay. So they understand the power of diversification, right? So they don't have just one income stream, like one job or one business income stream, right? Maybe multiple income streams from a business, right? And so, in fact, in the Bible, read Ecclesiastes chapter 2, very profound verse, but it says to divide your investments among many places, for you may not know, for you do not know what risks lie ahead. So even the Bible itself tells you to don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? You have skills right now that you're not even monetizing. Too many are relying on one source of income, one job, or maybe just one business medium, like one business thing, and you could have 2 or 3 other income streams coming from that, right? So diversification is a habit of wealthy people, because things change, right? The economy shifts and changes. Things happen out of your control. So you want to be able to have a way to generate incomes just in case if one is down, the other could be up. Okay. Okay. So diversification is key. That makes sense. Type a D in the chat right now for diversification. Type a D because you have to understand, guys, if one stream dries up, now what are you going to do? Right? If one stream dries up, now where do you go? So you want to be able to diversify your income and have multiple ways. That's why I teach a lot of clients how to monetize their expertise. I teach my other clients in my Success System program how to grow one income. Then we create 2 or 3 other incomes from that one income. I teach them these things, right? Because you want to have income coming in multiple different ways. I mean, I do, so you should as well, right? So you got to understand that, and you don't want to put yourself in a situation where one thing dries up, now you're stuck. All right. Again, habits are so important. And what's the third thing that wealthy people do, always do, is they plan for the long term. See, successful people think big picture. Unsuccessful people think right now, today. See, broke people, people living check to check, people with poverty mindsets, people with scarcity mindset, people with lack mindsets, they only make decisions based off right now, today, and not for the long haul, right? They live in this world of instant gratification. So every decision they make is based off how it's going to make me feel right now, today, right? But wealthy people think big picture, set goals for the big picture, right? Big time. I mean, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, right? Everything is the big picture, right? And every decision is made with big picture focus, long-term focus. Let me give you an example. Say you were going to go purchase a vehicle, right? Say you're going to the car lot tomorrow. You need to purchase a vehicle. And you find a vehicle that you like, and the salesman tell you, hey, the vehicle is $55,000, right? It's a good possibility that you're not going to have a hissy fit and a heart attack and tell them $55,000. How dare you? That's too much money. What? Too expensive. It's a good possibility you're not going to have a hissy fit like that, right? Why? Because you know you're not buying that vehicle just for today. You buying that vehicle for the next 5 years, right? Unless you're leasing, but most folks buy a vehicle and they keep it for 5 years minimum. So you're looking like $55,000 over 5 years, no big deal. Well, the same holds true if you need to invest in coaching, in mentorship, right? A lot of folks will come to me and say, Chris, I have a few different coaching programs. I got one at 40,000, got another at 20,000, right? And folks be like, your coaching programs are too expensive. I'm like, really? What makes you say that? There's not a lot of things I can respond to that, but ignorance is way more expensive than that. But I ask them, really? And then we get down to it, really. I give that same example. You're going to buy a car. If a car was $40,000, would you tell the car salesman it's too expensive? No. Why? Because you're not going to buy that car just for today. You're not going to use the car for today. So when you invest in programs, you're not going to just use that information just for today. You're investing now for what it can do for you for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. And even if you just earn your money back after 1 year, every year, do the math. Say you invest $40,000 a day, and all you earn is $40,000 back in that first year. But the second year, guess what? You earn another $40,000. And the third year, guess what? You earn another $40,000. And the fifth year, 5 years from now, you earn $200,000 from a $40,000. You earn $200,000 from a $40,000 investment. That is hypothetical small numbers. Now, was that a good deal? Of course. Why? Because you invested one time, but you're able to earn money infinitely over that because you got a skill set and knowledge and systems, right, to help you earn income over and over and over and over for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years of your life. That's how you got to make decisions. See, you make decisions based off where you want to be, not where you currently are. Too many folks who are stuck in their business today with that small thinking, who only make decisions based off what their bank account shows them today, stay stuck. But you got to make decisions, say, you know what? I know where I am today, but a year from now, I want to be here. So I'm going to say yes today, because a year from now, I want to be here. 2 years from now, I want to be there. 5 years from now, I want to be there. So you got to think big picture, right? Proverbs 21:5 says, the plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty. See, people stuck in get rich tomorrow schemes, right? Try to join some of the get rich quick scheme today, and just because you don't become a millionaire today or tomorrow, you on to the next thing, you always stay stuck in poverty. The Bible just says that. The Bible says that the plans of the diligent, the ones who are diligent, thinks big picture. And the Bible said those plans lead to abundance. But small thinkers, today only thinkers, get rich quick today only folks, only make decisions based off instant gratification today. The Bible says that leads to poverty. I didn't say it, God did. Don't get mad at me. But you're so diligent. Put a D in the chat for diligent, because you're called to be diligent, right? And you need big picture thinking. Put the words big picture right now. Start making decisions based off where you want to be a year from now. Every decision you make from here on out, say, you know what? I'm basing this decision based off where I want to be 1 year from now. Stop making decisions based off your current circumstances. That's what unsuccessful people do. I'm trying to help you right now. Stop thinking as a broke person. Start thinking as a wealthy person. You want to be wealthy, you got to take on the mindset of a wealthy person first. So always make decisions with the future in mind. Okay? So because I can promise you this, the Bible is pretty clear. In Galatians, it said, but God is not mocked. For whatever you sow, you will reap. The Bible says, don't get, weary of doing good, for in due season you will reap a harvest. The bottom line is this. There's a principle in scriptures that's called seed, time, and harvest. And it works no matter what. That is a kingdom principle. So one thing I love about the Bible, and one thing I love about being a kingdom citizen and teaching kingdom laws instead of the religion, like the religion of Christianity, which Jesus never started, is that religion makes you beg and try to appease God, right? Religion try to do good to get favor from God. But a kingdom citizen who has his constitution, which is called the Bible, you realize that as a citizen, you have rights, responsibilities, and privileges that are afforded to you, right? And all you got to do is read your constitution and begin to apply those rights, privileges that are afforded to you by being a citizen from the kingdom of heaven, right? And then if you follow the laws, you seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness, which means to stay in right standing by following certain laws and principles, the Bible promises you that everything will be added unto you. It's laws, guys. Laws. So if you understand that seed time and harvest is a principle that has worked since the beginning of time, plant your seed now. Nurture the seed, develop the seed, put it in a good environment. And the Bible promises you through time, by doing these things consistently and persistently over time, you will reap a harvest. It's inevitable. Success is inevitable if you follow the laws and principles that govern it. But too many folks who say they know God are ignorant of God's laws. That's why I created a training called the 20 Laws of Success, the 20 Kingdom Laws of Success, because the Bible says in Hosea that my people perish due to ignorance, not due to the devil, not due to sin, due to ignorance. People are ignorant of God's laws and principles, so they practice religion and try to please God, they try to give tithes, they try to serve in 4 or 5 ministries, they try to do all those things, and it still doesn't change their life or business. Because God will not let your prayers and wishful thinking override his laws. Okay, that's a lesson for another day. I'll teach about God's laws on another day. All right, but God will never allow his laws and God will never allow your prayers and hopes and wishes to override his laws. Okay, so you have to be the person who understands those things, guys. But habits are everything. I mean, you have to change your habits, guys. And it's challenging to do, especially if you've been doing the same things for the last 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years of your life. You got a lot of baggage. But is it possible? Yes. You can change. If I can change, you can change. If my clients can change, you can change. If anybody reading the scriptures can change, you can change. But you got to be willing to make the commitment and realize that when you get rid of a bad habit, a poverty habit, a broke person habit, you got to replace it with a wealthy person habit. You can't just think mind over matter. That doesn't work. You can't say, I'm going to stop. It's just like someone says, someone addicted to smoking. You've been smoking for the last 40 years. You know how hard it is to stop cold turkey? So you can't just drop bad habits and don't fill that gap with a good habit. Right? I talk about that a lot in my book, Kingdom Affirmations. You don't got it? Go get it. KingdomAffirmations.com. Get my book. It'll help transform your life. Right? But you got to understand, guys, habits are everything. Right? Thoughts are things, and those things control your feelings. So your feelings control your thinking, and thinking controls your habits. And a habit is something you do habitual. It's something you do subconsciously. It's something you do on autopilot. You don't got to think about it. So just like you don't got to think about watching television for 40 hours a week, you don't got to think about cussing somebody out who pull in front of you in traffic. Keeping it 100, right? You got to think about those things, right? It's automatic. But success can be automatic too once you take on success habits. Hope that helps somebody. I hope that helps somebody, right? I hope that really helped you really understand this. All right. So it's time to change what you're doing, my friend. You can do this right now, right? But wealth building is about creating long-lasting new habits, creating that right foundation. Remember, I said a foundation. You gotta create a deep foundation. If it's like a bamboo, we went somewhere in Jamaica or Bahamas. We went someplace in the Caribbean recently, and we did an excursion, and it took us on this river. It was like a raft ride on the river where I gave my wife a massage with limestone and all that stuff, right? And he kind of went through like the jungle part of the island. And on one of the stops, it was like a bamboo forest, right? And I went out and took a picture because it blew my mind to see how tall the bamboo is. I was like, my goodness, right? But if you understand how bamboo grows, when a bamboo seed is planted, it does not sprout up. In fact, you don't see any sign of growth above the surface for at least 5 whole years. Think about that. But beneath the surface, the roots are going down deep. It's being nurtured. It's going through the seasons of winter, spring, summer, fall, right? It's adjusting, it's learning, right? And after this 5 year time period of no visible manifestation above the surface, all of a sudden, boom, it shoots up. It shoots up, and all of a sudden, it's like, my goodness, it's on steroids. And it shoots up, keeps shooting, and all of a sudden, that bamboo tree looks like it goes up always, almost to the sky, right? And that's the same thing with success. When forming new habits, guess what? You might not see the results tomorrow. You might not see the results manifesting next week. But I promise you this, something's happening. Deep down inside, things are working. Things are working for your good beneath the surface. And when the time is right, boom, you're going to shoot up, and the manifestation of what you've been internalizing has to come to you because it's a law. All right. So hopefully that helped you guys. Any questions, let me know. Hey, type in the comments right now what you found most valuable from today's lesson. Type in the comments right now. Also, hey, you're on social media, hit that follow button. Follow me on social media right now, or you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Also hit that bell. That way you'll be notified each time I upload something new. And in addition, here's the deal. As I mentioned, wealth building is about creating a foundation that lasts. All right. And if you're someone who wants to take that journey further, so you're an online entrepreneur, a coach, consultant, course creator, an expert, something like that, and you want to be able to grow your business, but maybe things right now are stagnant. Maybe you're stuck at 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K a year, and you want to be able to hit 6 figures, right? Or multiple 6 figures, right? But you've been trying and you can't break through that threshold. Well, I want to invite you to our upcoming Authority Positioning Challenge. All right. This challenge is designed to help you step into your position of influence, get you on the path of attracting more clients, and build a sustainable path of wealth and success by showing you how to position yourself in the marketplace. See, the number one problem you have today is not that you don't make enough offers. It's not that you don't have a product or service that can help solve people's problems, right? It's not that you don't post enough. It's not any of those things. The number one problem you have in your business today is that you're not perceived as an authority in your marketplace. If your audience perceive you as an authority, my friend, everything will shift and change for you. And here's the deal. Here's the hint. You don't have to have 1 million followers either. Don't get caught up in the guru mentality. You don't need any of that. So that sounds like something you want to check out and be a part of. Go register. Go to authoritypositioningchallenge.com and register for our upcoming Authority Positioning Challenge. It will transform your life and business, guaranteed, my friend. So hopefully you enjoyed this, my friend. Remember this. Keep God first in all that you do, and you too shall succeed. Until next time, my friend, I will see you on the next video. God bless.